You know what I discovered? It's difficult being me. Anyone can probably tout this statement, but it is. It truly is difficult being me. I don't quite know what to say sometimes about uh, certain things that occur in our society from day to day because it's just unfathomable how evil and wicked some people are. It's just beyond me, and it's beyond even words to some degree. Here recently, someone sent me a video clip about an investigation slash situation that occurred back in June of this year, about 2 months ago. August is almost over. This is the last day of August. But this happened in June in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's an old story, but it's relatively new at the same time, 2 months old. And it's about 3 police officers that had tenure with the Wilmington, North Carolina Police Department. They'd been there for some years. They were fired for racist comments about black folks. Some video apparently was discovered through a routine audit of surveillance video, if you will, inside of a police cruiser. And upon that review, they found that there were some police officers involved in making some statements about killing black people, extinguishing all black people. Even one officer was said to have planned to go and purchase an assault weapon to start slaughtering black folks. And they used some expletives in there as well, and all of this was documented. And effing niggers was used. It's appalling. I don't know of any other adjectives that I can think of right now that could appropriately describe such hatred found in another person, a human being, especially those individuals that are sworn to protect the people, supposedly, and to protect this country and our society against enemies, foreign and domestic. And it's unfortunate that some of our enemies actually are domestic. So these guys were using all types of racial epithets as it relates to black folks. And I'm going to say the names of the police officers involved that were fired. And when I say this, I want to also say that they should have been arrested. If you or I had ever made any threats to kill anyone, black, white, or otherwise, and it was recorded, they'd come knocking our doors down, dragging us out, and taking us to jail. It was proof on a video recorder inside of a police officer's vehicle that these guys were saying these things, and that is what caused them to be fired. Why were they not arrested as well? I mean, if you are the ones who's supposed to be the epitome of what the law is supposed to be like, and you're supposed to be the example to the rest of society, and this is what you swore an oath to do, is to protect everyone, why is it that you just simply get fired? Firing you is not enough. Firing them was not enough. They should have been arrested, had their mugshots taken, they should have had been fingerprinted, and had a record of racist verbal assault, if you will. Maybe it was not even applicable to that, I don't know. But my point is, again, if it was the average citizen that made those same threats, not even carrying it out. If we had made those threats, if I made that threat, I'd be locked up looking for a lawyer. Why are they still above the law? Even though police chief's name is Donnie Williams, first black police chief on that force in Wilmington, North Carolina ever, and he fired them instantly. He should have had them arrested. That would have been the very best thing that he would have done. Also, is arrested them to make an example of them. Just firing them was not enough. Never enough. So the officers' names that are involved was Officer Kevin Piner, James Brian Gilmore, and Corporal Jesse Moore. If you're not sure what those names are, just rewind this and play it again. One of the statements that Officer Piner made to Corporal Moore was that he was going to buy an assault weapon to start slaughtering them effing niggers. This is what Piner said. Now, before I close, it wouldn't be right if I didn't finish by making this statement here. I've heard people say there have been some rogue cops throughout the United States of America on the forces, that these are remote and isolated events with these cops. I am here to tell you, and many before me have already made these statements, this is police culture. This is not new. This is old news. This has been going on forever. Ever since the inception of the police department, there has been racism. There has been disproportionate treatment to black people or people of color versus whites. It's always been that way. Black folks have always been abused, always been misused, always been discriminated against and segregated, always been beaten, always had false charges brought up against them in court, always had people planting evidence on them that's in the police forces, always had police victimizing them and brutalizing them physically, and then even shooting and killing them unarmed. Do I need to bring up some case study? I don't have to. You can do that on your own. I've done it in time past. Here, Mr. Blake lately, here recently, shot in the back 7 times, paralyzed, 3 children in his vehicle. How about that? How about George Floyd? Do I have to go back to Sandra Bland and all of these other police abusive situations? Do I have to do that? You know I don't have to do that. This has been going on forever. And some police officers are not going to get it. You know why? Because they've been used to and very much a part of the fabric of the police department's abuse of African Americans. They've always been a part of it. There are some people who have good hearts, who had good intentions joining the police forces, but once they found themselves there and saw what it was really about, those underlying issues, those secrets that was going on, I think some of them, I believe some of them honestly know what's going on, and they've been so far invested in it. It's a career. It pays the bills, the mortgage, takes care of their family, gives them a sense of security. They won't tell on their partners. They won't tell on their fellow police officers when they know they've done something wrong because of job security. So they just turn the other way and allow it to go on. They know, but they don't have the respect for themselves and the integrity to leave that organization or to leave that institution and find another trade, another job. So to a great degree, they are cowards. To a great degree, they are complicit as well. They're guilty as well by association, as they want to say the criminal on the street is. So I've asked this question before in time past in an earlier video a couple years ago, and I asked a statement to any police officer that would come here on this platform and respond to my question. What's your job? When I was in the military, we had standard orders. Okay, we had general orders. Well, we knew what our specific job was. So as a police officer, what is your duty? What is your job? Why are you there on the police department? So when you leave the department every single day, what are you out there to do? Answer that question honestly. What is your job?